Archangel Michael says, "You have outsmarted your neighbor unknowingly. Your neighbor next to your house is open it quickly." Archangel Michael says, "There is something you have done recently without realizing its power. It flipped everything for someone watching you very closely. This is not an ordinary person. Your neighbor, the one right next to your house, has been secretly working against you for a long time. They smile when you pass, wave when you return home, and even bring up friendly conversations. But beneath their kind gestures hides a layered trap. You walked right past their scheme without knowing, and you unknowingly outsmarted them. That is why they have gone quiet lately. You might have noticed the strange silence, the sudden disinterest, or even that odd look they gave you just 3 days ago. They are hiding something now. And it is not because they are done with you. It is because they are shocked. This neighbor made a very risky move involving your name. They whispered your details into the ears of someone powerful, an outsider who was promised something in return. But their plan backfired in a way even they couldn't predict. They underestimated your spiritual armor. What they did not know was that your actions, simple as they may have been, interfered with their timing. You created a divine delay by doing what you felt was right. Now, they feel exposed. Their eyes scan your every move, but they are acting calm. They are hoping you don't find out what exactly they did behind closed doors. They have placed a legal claim using your address. Yes, they used a fake document to register a false report about your side of the house. But just hours after submission, the system flagged the anomaly, and your identity remains safe. They don't know yet that the divine has erased you from their documents. That is why they have stopped speaking to their usual contact. That is why someone they were working with has backed out quietly. Now, this person, your next-door neighbor, is trying to create another route. They have started calling someone else asking about laws, zoning, and permits. You will notice they have begun to renovate, or move things near your boundary wall. They are still after something, and it has to do with your land. What they wanted was to shrink your space legally, by stealing inches over time, and gaining control of a larger area. But heaven saw everything. You unknowingly called someone recently, or maybe had a conversation in the presence of a third person. That person became the divine recorder. They caught the truth. Now, a hidden force is circling around their actions. Every single page they tried to submit has either been lost or sent back for missing verification. This is not coincidence. This is correction. You are being protected by a force much stronger than paperwork. This neighbor is still trying, but every time they move 1 inch forward, something yanks them 3 feet back. They are growing frustrated. And that is why they have been making more noise at night, or starting conflicts over little things. They want you to retaliate. They want you to say something they can record. But Archangel Michael warns you, stay silent and observe. This battle is not physical. It is spiritual. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site, you are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give, and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today, join our community, and see what God brings back into your life. Their original plan began 6 months ago. It started when they noticed you were getting stronger, better, more stable. They didn't like it. They saw your peace and decided they had to disrupt it. So, they reached out to a woman who specializes in manipulation. This woman isn't from your neighborhood. She is someone who knows how to work behind the scenes, who feeds on information and twists reality. She told your neighbor to gather data on you, photos, conversations, even bits of trash thrown away. They were looking for any proof that could be turned against you. But once again, you outsmarted them without realizing it. You decluttered, you cleaned. You threw away anything that could be used, and changed patterns without knowing why. That is because your spirit was being guided. Your neighbor didn't find what they were looking for, and the woman they hired backed away, because she sensed too much divine resistance. She told your neighbor, "This is not someone I can interfere with." But your neighbor is stubborn. Instead of stopping, they tried to summon someone else. They went online, joined strange groups, and even contacted a man from another district who offered results in 7 days. That man took their money, but vanished after 5 days. This was divine intervention once again. Your blessing is surrounded by a firewall of heavenly interruption. Now, you will notice they are growing more desperate. Small things will change. They will water their plants longer. They will stare at your windows. They will be overly kind or oddly aggressive. This is all part of their confusion. They don't know whether to attack, retreat, or pretend. You have become a mystery to them, someone they cannot predict, cannot manipulate, and certainly cannot defeat. That is why they have become restless at night. They can feel your power even when you say nothing. They can sense your protection even when you are silent. And that scares them more than anything they have ever faced. One night soon, they will try again. They might file another document, lie about noise complaints, or try to get a camera placed near your boundary. They will say it is for security, but it is not. It is for surveillance. They are trying to monitor you to find your weakness. But Archangel Michael says their efforts are already marked. You are not alone. There is an invisible circle drawn around your home. No matter what tools they use, nothing can pierce through that line. They may attempt one final move on a Friday evening. Watch carefully. You may hear a knock or notice something unusual near your mailbox. Do not engage. Let the angels deal with it. Their plan will collapse the moment they try to initiate it. Their own circle is turning on them now. One of the people they confided in has had a dream. That dream revealed the truth about your neighbor's actions and the consequences they are about to face. This person will begin to withdraw. He will stop answering messages. He will decline indolent. And your neighbor will begin to feel abandoned. What was once a team against you is now falling apart. Your weapons are melting. Your plans are leaking, and their heart is racing with confusion. Because they have realized they didn't just fail to defeat you. They unknowingly activated your elevation. You are rising because of their attack. You are shining because of their envy. And you are walking into a season that was born out of betrayal, but rooted in divine justice. This rise of yours was not scheduled by men. It was orchestrated by heaven to make your enemies stumble into their own traps. Your neighbor is beginning to taste the bitterness of their plan. They walk past your house and feel heat, not from fire, but from exposure. They thought you would be too blind to see, too weak to respond. But now, they feel the pressure of the divine around every step they take. You might find feathers around your doorway, or lights that flicker strangely only when they look at your house. These are not just signs. They are warnings from above directed toward them. The spiritual realm has declared your land as untouchable. The moment they tried to steal, they triggered a spiritual landmine. It didn't destroy them instantly. It is slowly dismantling their efforts, their alliances, and even their peace. They now lie awake at night. They replay everything they did against you. They think of every word spoken, every secret text sent, every image shared, and they feel something tightening around their conscience. Because what they sent out has returned to them. What they wanted to do to you has become a mirror. Every day they look in that mirror, they see a reflection of failure. Soon they will experience loss. Something they have relied on will vanish. A connection, a deal, an opportunity. It will dissolve quietly. They will not understand how, but you will. Because the spiritual scales have shifted. The curse they sent has been reversed. And Archangel Michael has personally stood guard to ensure it never touches your life again. Archangel Michael says, "This is a season of quiet victory for you. You do not need to announce your strength. The heavens have already announced it in rooms your neighbor can never enter. A government office has closed your case permanently in your favor. They tried to flag your name, but it was cleared within minutes by someone influenced by divine force. You don't even know it yet. But you have been cleared without having to defend yourself. This is why things are moving for you. This is why your rest is becoming deeper. This is why peace now walks beside you. Your neighbor doesn't understand how you got out of the snare. They don't know who helped you. They don't know why nothing worked. And it is driving them deeper into desperation. They are about to make a foolish mistake. They are going to try again, but this time it will backfire publicly. A phone call is coming. One that mentions your name. And it is going to clear something big. This phone call is between two people who were originally on your neighbor's side. They will mention your house, your land, and your silence. But this time, your silence will speak volumes. It will expose their intent. Someone will feel guilty. Someone will reach out indirectly. Watch for a sign, a package that isn't yours, a message sent by mistake. A paper slip under your door. These are not random. Heaven is using earthly tools to reveal the last piece of the plan. And after this final piece is revealed, your elevation will begin. You will find yourself walking into spaces where only favor opens doors. You will notice money flowing back, opportunities reappearing, delays clearing. This was never about just a neighbor. This was about a gate, your spiritual gate. They wanted to block it, but you have walked through it unknowingly. You did something pure, something unplanned, something led by divine whisper. Attack broke the timeline of their plan. They now live in the ruins of their own strategy. And what they built as a trap has become a memorial of their defeat. They wanted to own your peace. But now they walk in pieces. They wanted to capture your blessings. but now they live under the shadow of your light. Let this be your sign. You are walking out of the old season for good. Archangel Michael says, the house you live in now is no longer just a building. It is a stronghold of divine security. Every brick, every doorway, every room has been anointed without your knowing, because your neighbor's intention was not only physical, it was spiritual. They tried to make your home heavy with confusion. They spoke words in secret, and sent them into the air, hoping it would cause disruption in your atmosphere. But what they didn't realize is that your home was already spiritually sealed. You might have noticed how their mood shifts whenever they come too close. They begin to stutter, to rephrase, to forget what they were about to say. That is the spiritual boundary reacting to their hidden guilt. And now their every step is watched, not by people but by angels, not by cameras but by divine order. They are being followed by consequences that were once aimed at you. In the coming days, they will receive a message, a rejection, a failed application, a financial request denied. This will not be random. This is the first ripple of the reversal in motion. Archangel Michael wants you to stay calm. Your silence is your weapon now. Do not confront. Do not explain. Just walk in your grace, and let their own web tighten around them. They recently spoke with someone on the phone, someone who promised to handle it quietly. But that call was heard by more than just human ears. The moment they mentioned your name, the angel assigned to your case marked that moment as evidence. Evidence is now building on their end, not in legal papers but in the spiritual court. There will be no escape unless they confess and repent. But they will not. Their pride will let them, and that will be their undoing. You are going to notice something unusual soon. A shift in your environment. You may find an object out of place, or a scent that wasn't there before, or a bird that lingers too long. These are heavenly alerts. Your home has become a lighthouse in a storm. The light it emits is not visible to the eye, but it is felt in the soul. That is why your neighbor feels uneasy when you walk outside. They cannot figure out why their power over you is gone. They cannot understand how you outmaneuvered them without lifting a finger. But Archangel Michael knows, and he smiles. This is what happens when you are chosen and guarded. This is what happens when heaven assigns protection no man can interfere with. Behind your neighbor's attempt was a deeper force. Jealousy. They watched how your life was slowly being restored. How peace lived inside your house. How you were being noticed more and more, and they hated it. But, instead of elevating themselves, they decided to sabotage you. A decision became the mark of their descent. And now their own household is starting to feel the consequence. Pipes leaking, doors jamming, devices short-circuiting, relationships fraying. This is not coincidence. What they tried to build with bad intention has now become their own prison, and you, unknowingly, have been moved to the higher floor. There is a woman connected to this neighbor, a cousin or a friend, who only comes during important moments. She was involved, too. She gave ideas. She said, no one will suspect. Just go slow. But now she is stepping back. She knows something is wrong. She is dreaming about shadows, hearing noises, feeling watched, because she interfered with something she had no authority to touch. And heaven is showing her glimpses of what is coming, the collapse, the reversal, a loss. And in those dreams, she sees you standing still, silent, glowing. You have become untouchable to those who tried to lay traps. Your property holds spiritual value. It is not just about land, it is about legacy. You live where angels walk. You sleep under the roof of destiny. That is why your neighbor's plan could never truly succeed. What they tried to take have been multiplied for you. What they tried to block have been turned into your platform. What they tried to bury has now bloomed into evidence. Archangel Michael says. The document they filed is now in ruins. The connection they use has withdrawn. The hell is within, and the more they try to fix it, the more it slips through their fingers like sand. Your victory is not coming. It has already begun. The blessings that were delayed are no longer delayed. The gate that was jammed has swung open. And the people who stood behind your neighbor, watch how they scatter. One by one, they will disappear. One by one, they will disconnect, because heaven is cleansing your surroundings. You will hear new silence soon, not the silence of manipulation, but the silence of freedom. And in that quiet, your spirit will rise higher. All because you unknowingly outsmarted someone who thought they could manipulate your destiny. Your neighbor is now living with the fear of being exposed. They tried to frame you using their influence, their alliances, their deceitful charm. But the net they cast for you was never wide enough to catch a soul shielded by the heavens. They are wondering how you survived the storm. They expected you to panic, to break down, to seek help from the wrong sources. But instead, you stood still and your silence roared louder than their accusations. Archangel Michael says, the one who sits silently with faith holds more power than 1,000 schemes. That is what happened with you. Without realizing it, you blocked every entry point they tried to open. You shifted your schedule, avoided certain doors, took a new route, or made a spontaneous decision that looked random, but wasn't. A change dismantled the timing of their attack. It caused everything to fall apart before it could even start. A camera was once positioned to track you, hidden in a place you wouldn't suspect. It was meant to document your movements, but the footage never made it to their hands. Divine static blurred your image. The face they wanted to capture turned into light on the screen. They thought it was a malfunction. It wasn't. It was Michael. The camera has now been taken down, quietly, silently, without anyone telling you, because heaven knew. And heaven acted faster than any evidence could be gathered. Your name has been protected in rooms you have never entered. Your image has been covered in light, where darkness tried to study you. Now the ground is trembling beneath their feet. They keep feeling anxious without understanding why. They are pacing more, sleeping less, wondering if you know what they tried to do. They think they still have time to stop what is coming. But the time has passed. The moment they signed their intent, they unknowingly wrote their own consequences. Archangel Michael has written a divine report. It cannot be appealed. It cannot be erased. It cannot be stopped. What is written in the spiritual realm will now manifest in the natural. Do you remember the moment you felt an unexpected chill pass through your body one evening? That was when they mentioned your name in deceit. Heaven immediately sent a shield. Your body recognized it before your mind could. Your senses are becoming more alert. You are hearing things before they happen. You are sensing when something's off. That is not paranoia. That is preparation. Because from now on, you are not just protected, you are prophetic. Your spirit has been activated to feel incoming shifts. No attack will go unnoticed. No betrayal will go undetected. You are now being equipped with foresight. Your neighbor tried to curse your peace, but now they live surrounded by confusion. The garden they bragged about is withering. The home they took pride in now carries tension. Even their pets are reacting, barking more, acting unsettled, sensing the spiritual fallout. Nature itself responds to the shifting of truth. You didn't need revenge. You didn't need justice from men. You received something greater, intervention from heaven, and it happened quietly, without spectacle, without a fight. That is true power, that is divine revenge. Behind the wall they share with you, there have been whispers, conversations held late into the night, plans spoken in low tones. But everything they said has reached higher ears. The angels assigned to you have recorded every word, not to punish, but to reveal. A day is coming when those same words will be brought back to them by someone close. Someone they trusted will repeat exactly what they said, not knowing the impact it will carry. And in that moment, your neighbor will know there is no hiding from divine justice. What is done in the dark must face the light. Archangel Michael says, this experience has transformed your spiritual rank. You have moved from survivor to commander, from protected to anointed, from silent watcher to divine authority. Soon, you will be visited by a stranger, someone who brings a word, a warning, or an opportunity. They are not just anyone. They are assigned to confirm what you already feel inside. They will mention something that only heaven could have shown them. That will be your confirmation that the season of exposure has ended, and the season of elevation has begun. Prepare for the unexpected miracle. The days of being watched are over. Now, it is your turn to be seen not through the lens of envy, but through the eyes of divine favor. The light that was dimmed by your neighbor's intentions has now turned into a floodlight that exposes only truth. Archangel Michael says, your steps are being directed away from delay and into destiny. You didn't just outsmart your neighbor, you outgrew their reach. What was supposed to harm you now kneels at your feet powerless. Everything they whispered, every action they tried in secret, is being whispered back to you through divine sources. Unexpected people will mention things they should never know. Don't be alarmed. That is heaven's way of validating your protection. In the next few weeks, there will be another attempt. This time subtle. A delivery, a legal letter, or a friendly inquiry made about your house. Don't respond with fear. Don't answer out of panic. Let discernment speak first. Heaven will give you a dream before it happens. You will see a shadow try to enter your gate, but be blocked. You will hear a voice in that dream telling you what to ignore and what to respond to. This will not be just a dream. It will be a divine memo from the celestial port. It is your strategy now from above. They cannot take what is sealed. They cannot claim what is marked. And your house, your name, and your future are marked by divine fire. The plan they initiated involved more than property. They wanted access to your name, your reputation, and your favor. But each move they made weakened their own authority. Now, their voice carries no weight. Even the people who used to respond to their calls have started ignoring them. That is because your angels have blocked every whisper of influence they tried to use. Someone they trusted is going to betray them. And that betrayal will come in the form of truth. A truth will unravel everything they worked so hard to hide. And you will just watch from a higher place. There was a time when you wondered why certain people backed away from you, why some things didn't happen, why meetings were delayed, why calls went unanswered. Now you understand. It was to protect you from connections poisoned by your neighbor's scheme. You were never rejected. You were hidden. Hidden until the trap collapsed. Hidden until their plan ran out of breath. Hidden until your light became too powerful to dim. And now that the hiding is over, your visibility is returning. But this time, it is heavenly visibility. No more manipulation. Only miracles. One document was nearly processed in their favor. It almost moved forward, but someone who handles approvals accidentally spilled coffee on it and had to redo everything. That accident was intervention. It caused a delay, and that delay opened up time for an internal review. And that review discovered the inconsistency. Now the file is red flagged, and your name was cleared before it was ever stained. It's divine reversal, quiet, yet undeniable. You are going to feel lighter now, as if a weight is lifting from your shoulders. That is not imaginary. It is the spiritual burden being removed. Archangel Michael says, "You are not the same person you were when they started this. You have become more powerful, more alert, more refined. This experience wasn't meant to break you. It was allowed to build you. And now that it is over, you will find yourself more focused, more blessed, and more unstoppable than ever before. You have passed the test of betrayal. There will be silence on your street soon. Not because people have left, but because those who plotted are now silenced by fear. They know the spiritual realm is real. They have seen the results of touching someone they shouldn't have. Some of them will begin to avoid you. Some will try to get close again, acting as if nothing happened. Be kind but guarded. Forgive but don't forget. Your spirit now has senses, and it will feel what is truth and what is tactics. You are rising. And not even a neighbor with schemes can stop it. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history, it is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Archangel Michael says, "You are now standing in a zone where no harm can cross. The threshold of your home has become a sacred divide. What is cursed cannot pass. What is wicked cannot stay." Your neighbor now understands that something beyond this world is standing with you. Every time they try to make a move, they feel resistance. They may not say it, but they feel it. The tightening around them, a weight they cannot explain. They are beginning to fear what they do not understand. That fear is not your doing. It is the result of heaven, reclaiming what they tried to touch without permission. The soil around your house has absorbed truth. That truth is now blossoming in your favor. Even the wind that passes your windows carries messages of clarity, of breakthrough, of divine favor. You will notice animals behaving differently, birds singing more near your door, dogs barking not at you, but at what they cannot see, forces that try to approach but are pushed back. Because when heaven marks a home, it becomes unapproachable for the wicked. You have unknowingly outsmarted someone who thought you were ordinary. But you are anything but ordinary. Someone from far is now watching your situation closely. Not to harm you, but to bless you. This person is wealthy, powerful, and divinely nudged to check on your name. They stumbled upon your details in a file, or heard about your grace from someone else. This was not coincidence. This was a celestial placement. This person will make contact soon, not through drama, but through calm. And when they do, something major in your life will shift. Watch the calendar. Something unusual is set to happen on a date you wouldn't expect. Your neighbor thought they ended your story. Instead, they became the footnote in your testimony. They tried to take your keys, but you have now been handed doors that they cannot even find. They still have no idea how you slipped through the cracks they tried to trap you in. That is because your escape wasn't physical, it was spiritual. You were never caught. You were always carried by an invisible force that defends the innocent and restores the betrayed. And now your chapter begins. One morning soon, you will wake up to news that confirms what you felt. Either a headline, a letter, or a message. One that affirms your neighbor has lost their grip. Maybe their license gets revoked. Maybe their name gets flagged. Maybe their access gets denied, but you will know instantly. It is divine correction unfolding in real time. This is not revenge. It is restoration. What they tried to take has now been returned to you multiplied. There is a hidden blessing buried near your home. A story tied to the land, to the space you live in. Maybe something an ancestor prayed for. Maybe something a grandmother once anointed. That blessing is being activated because of your faithfulness. You will begin to feel a shift inside your home, for eternity. Brighter atmosphere, more alignment. That is the effect of generational prayers coming alive. And your neighbor who tried to curse your dwelling will be forced to watch you thrive in a space they can no longer access. Someone from your past is about to apologize. Not because you asked them to, but because your light has reached their conscience. This person was connected to your neighbor's plot in a subtle way. They might have shared something about you. They might have added fuel to the fire without realizing it. But now they feel the need to make it right. You don't have to receive them with open arms. Just receive the message and let heaven handle the rest. This is part of your divine clearing. You have crossed the line between threat and triumph. No more secrets from next door. No more watching your steps. No more feeling like you are being monitored. Your steps are now watched by angels, not enemies. Your thoughts are now guided by clarity, not fear. And your days from here on will be full of quiet victories, stacked one after the other. Proof that heaven is not finished with your elevation. Archangel Michael says, your story is no longer in the hands of your enemy. The pen was snatched from their fingers the moment they tried to rewrite your future without permission. They tried to paint you as weak, unaware that heaven had already declared you unbreakable. They didn't see the fire around you, but now they feel the heat. Every step they take near your door feels heavier. Every glance they throw in your direction carries guilt and confusion. They have been exposed, not by your words, but by the very silence they once mocked. The silence that held your power. The silence that heaven filled with motion. Their connections are thinning. People who used to support them now look away. They can feel the shift, but pretend it is nothing. Still, they know they have lost their control. They tried to manipulate paperwork, but their signatures now echo fraud. They tried to spread rumors, but their own words are now being questioned. They tried to steal peace, but peace has left them. They are drowning in the trap they set for you. Totally, publicly, without a single hand raised from your side. That is the kind of victory Archangel Michael delivers. You will be contacted soon by someone you least expect. Their words will carry hesitation, because they once aligned with the wrong side. But now they come carrying the residue of truth. They will admit what they heard, what they saw, what they were told. It will shock you how far your neighbor was willing to go. But it will not break you. It will only confirm your strength. Accept the truth when it comes. Not for validation but for documentation. Heaven is building a testimony around your name. You are rising in silence, and everyone will have to acknowledge it. You will begin to notice more clarity in your home, more peace in your sleep, more direction in your days. That is the shift settling in now that the interference has been removed. This is a spiritual cleansing, and you are stepping into a restored reality. You may feel emotional without warning. It is your soul releasing what it has held onto for too long. Don't fight it. Let it pass through. Let it out. Because after the release will come the refill. A financial door is about to swing open. This door was once jammed because your neighbor's interference blocked your flow. But now everything is being reset. Emails you forgot about will return. Opportunities you gave up on will knock again. Your name is being placed in places you didn't even apply because this isn't random. It is repayment. Recompense is now flowing into your life. There is someone watching this entire situation from the shadows. Someone who has the power to expose everything. They have been silent for months, gathering, studying, learning. Now they are ready to speak. They hold a key. One sentence from them will unlock the evidence that turns everything in your favor. You don't need to chase them. Just stay ready. They are being guided to you now. Their truth will destroy the lie. Soon your home will feel lighter, brighter, fuller. This is because angelic presence is now permanent. It was once a space of concern, is now a place of celebration. Even your plants will thrive. Your sleep will deepen. Your laughter will return because the atmosphere has shifted from warfare to wonder. There is no going back now. The neighbor's power has been broken. The curse reversed, the intentions exposed. All that is left is your rising, vibrant, powerful, unstoppable. And when you look back, you will see it clearly. Every single attack only prepared the stage for your glory. Archangel Michael says, this chapter of your life will never be repeated again. The betrayal has been sealed off. The energy from your neighbor's side has lost its influence. You are now walking above it, untouched, unbothered, and unshaken. They tried to build a ladder to your downfall, but every step they placed is broken beneath their feet. Their eyes can still see you, but their hands can no longer reach. They underestimated how much divine authority you truly carry. What was once hidden in your walls, grief, suspicion, confusion, is now being replaced by the presence of serenity. This transformation is the proof of your survival and spiritual dominance. Your silence now is not peaceful. It is nervous. They are waiting for a consequence. They can feel something is coming even if they cannot name it. That weight in their chest is not paranoia. It is prophecy fulfilling itself. You don't have to look back. You don't have to explain. You don't have to react. Archangel Michael is handling every detail behind the veil. You unknowingly outsmarted them, but heaven intentionally protected you. There will be one last test. One final attempt to drag your name back into chaos. Perhaps a strange complaint. A subtle message from someone pretending to be neutral. But you will recognize it instantly because your spiritual vision is now sharp. Your soul can now feel deception as soon as it arrives. Smile. Walk away. Do not answer that door. That is the final echo of a dying plan. And once it passes, you will enter the season of reward. You have been wondering why things suddenly feel different. Why your heart feels lighter. Why time feels softer. It is not just in your head. It is the weight being lifted. It is the timeline shifting. You have entered a divine window, one where speed and favor intersect. Your next steps will unfold quickly. Unexpected emails, unscheduled calls, last-minute invitations. These are all signs. Heaven is rewarding what you endured in silence. A check is coming. Either physical or spiritual. It will confirm that the struggle was not in vain. It will restore what was taken. This check is more than money. It is proof. A divine receipt. an acknowledgement from the universe that you are owed. And now it is being paid back. Someone who laughed behind your back will soon be forced to watch your blessing arrive. They will not understand how, but you will. The neighborhood will shift. New energy will begin to grow. Some neighbors will move. Some alliances will crumble. It is not random. It is the old energies being uprooted. You will notice someone painting their house, fixing something broken, or suddenly changing their behavior. That is the spiritual atmosphere resetting everything around you. You are the reason the shift began, because your anointing is now active. And everything around you must realign or be removed. An apology may never come from your neighbor's mouth, but the apology will be seen in their actions. They will retreat. They will avoid. They will try to correct the damage in secret. Let them. You owe them nothing. Your actions revealed who they are. Yours revealed who you are becoming. And what you are becoming cannot be touched by hands rooted in manipulation. Archangel Michael says, prepare your heart now, for an invitation is coming. Not from them. From someone chosen by divine order. They will invite you into a new space. A new opportunity. A chance that was once closed to you, now made open by your obedience. And once you step through the door, you will never look back again. Archangel Michael says, what once lived in the shadows is now forced into the light. Your neighbor's mask has slipped, not just in your eyes, but in the eyes of others who used to believe them. The illusion they maintained is collapsing piece by piece. Their charm is failing. Their confidence is crumbling. And behind their closed doors, they are having conversations they never imagined. Conversations filled with panic, regret, and fear of being exposed. They may still wave when you walk by. They may still greet you with forced smiles. But behind that mask is the knowledge that you won. You didn't need to fight. Your calm silence fought for you. Your patience became your sword. And your faith did what no argument could ever do. It shifted the entire outcome. A person you haven't seen in a while is about to return. This return is not romantic or emotional. It is restorative. They come to bring a message, a revelation, a final piece of the story you never knew. Your words will clarify everything that felt confusing before, and with that, all remaining doubts will be erased. A strange delivery might come soon. Maybe a misdirected letter, a wrongly labeled package. Something that seems accidental, but isn't. Don't dismiss it quickly. Look closer. It is a sign, a hidden detail, a name, a document, a phrase. It connects directly to what your neighbor tried to hide. It will confirm your intuition was right. The delivery will be the final physical proof of the spiritual battle already won. And after that, a fresh peace will settle over your entire home. The space you occupy has now become sacred. It vibrates differently. It feels different. That is because your angels don't just visit. They now dwell there. They have turned every wall into a shield, every floorboard into a firm foundation, every corner into a watchtower. Your home is now a no-entry zone for spiritual attacks. Even people who once carried bad energy will hesitate before stepping in. They may not know why, but heaven knows exactly why. The door that was blocked by your neighbor's energy is now wide open. A blessing you almost forgot about is about to be revived. Either a career opportunity, legal result, or unexpected favor. It has been waiting for this moment. You have passed the invisible test, not with strength, but with alignment. And now, divine order is moving fast. Everything that was withheld is being released to you without resistance. A call is coming. Not just a phone call, but a divine call. You will wake up one morning and feel it in your bones. Something shifted. The air will feel thinner. Your heart will beat slower. Peace will grow louder. That is how you will know the assignment is over, the warfare is complete. And now the harvest begins. Every tear you cried in silence now becomes currency for blessing. Every loss you endured now returns as reward. People will begin to notice the glow on you. They may say you look younger or lighter or different. That is not makeup. That is not lighting. That is freedom. Your aura is no longer weighed down. Your presence now speaks before your mouth ever does. You carry favor in your footsteps and breakthrough in your breath. You have become a living testimony in your neighbor, the unwilling witness. The war is over. The proof is everywhere. The shift is complete and the story is being written from a new pen, one that no enemy can steal, copy, or destroy. You have not just survived, you have ascended. Archangel Michael says, the next time they speak your name, it will be in awe, because even they know now you were chosen. Archangel Michael says the chapter has closed, and your name has been rewritten in divine gold. The moment you outsmarted your neighbor. Unknowingly, the heavens opened a scroll with your future freshly etched in light. There is no going back to the confusion, no return to the shadow. They have been permanently blocked from interfering with your path. You have been promoted in silence, not a crown anyone can see, but one every spirit around you now recognizes. That is why you are walking lighter, speaking softer, sleeping deeper. Your life is now governed by divine timing alone. The neighborhood will begin to shift even more rapidly. People around you will start behaving differently toward you. Not because you changed, but because your atmosphere has changed. Some will respect it. Some will envy it. All will sense it. Your neighbor will begin to isolate. They have already lost connection with someone they relied on. And as their schemes unravel, their pride will keep them from apologizing, but their actions will scream it. Don't respond. Don't engage. Let silence continue to do the work. Let peace keep building your platform. Your name has been whispered in high places, not because of scandal, but because of failure. A person of influence has taken interest in your story, and will extend a hand, not out of pity, but out of divine instruction. This opportunity will not come dressed in gold. It may seem simple, casual, even coincidental, but once you step into it, it will expand into something you never imagined. That moment is closer than you think. Archangel Michael says, your enemy's final attempt will end in embarrassment. It will try to regain power by submitting something false one last time. But it will not even make it through the first door. In fact, someone within their circle will stop them, not to protect you, but because they are tired of carrying the weight of lies. This internal betrayal will be the final nail in their failed strategy. They will have no choice but to step away, walk back, and silently retreat. You will not have to say a word. Heaven has spoken on your behalf. Your spiritual rank is now commanding attention in unseen places. Where once you were overlooked, now you are being recognized. Not because of noise, but because of what you carry. You have become a vessel of protection for others, a shielded one, a chosen one. Even people who doubted you before will begin to respect your strength, because your story now holds undeniable power. You rose. When everything tried to bury you, there is still something you don't know, but it is coming. A file, a voicemail. A small detail that confirms every hidden movement. It will not be loud, but it will be clear. Once you see it, every dot will connect, every suspicion will make sense. And you will realize just how big of a trap you avoided. This discovery will not break you. It will strengthen your testimony. And after that moment, your season of expansion begins. Expect a financial breakthrough within weeks. It will come unexpectedly from a source you thought was dried up, but it has been resurrected by the same force that protected you. This money will not just be for bills. It will be for dreams, projects, movement, travel, advancement, because the season of surviving has officially ended. Now comes the season of overflow. Archangel Michael says, your neighbor's attempt has become your stepping stone. What was designed to stop you ended up sharpening you. What was sent to damage you only strengthened your discernment. You are now a fortress of wisdom, a home of peace, a rising light in a silent war. Let this be written in the sky. The one they tried to break has become the one they cannot ignore. You have reached the end of a divine message wrapped in truth, sealed in power, and soaked in victory. This was not just a warning, it was your confirmation that you are watched over, protected, and rising without limits. Now step forward. Your future is no longer tied to old battles. Your light is seen. Your voice is returning. Your reward is inevitable. Amen. You are about to enter your divine future, but remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall, share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit Out Community now, join the family, and see your heavens open. Archangel Michael says, now that you have crossed over into divine restoration, you will notice everything that once seemed stuck begin to flow again. Your steps will no longer feel heavy. Doors will not need to be pushed open. They will unlock at your presence. Even your health will improve. The tension that lingered in your chest will dissolve. The weight in your shoulders will ease. That is the spiritual warfare lifting off your body. You were carrying a battle that didn't belong to you. But now that it has been won, your body is remembering what peace feels like. People around you will begin to make comments like, "You look different," or "There is something about you." That is the visible shine of vindication. They may not know what changed, but they can feel it. You have come out of this fire purified, not burned, empowered, not embittered, elevated, not exposed. And now your light is too bright for any enemy to stand near it without trembling. You are a living force wrapped in silence and secured by divine thunder. A transition is coming. Something financial, something documented. This may be a bank call, a property confirmation, or a payment owed. It will come quickly and quietly. And it will feel as though the heavens have handed you what was always yours. Your neighbor will hear about this, and it will shake them. They will pretend not to care, but inside, they will know it was never theirs to block. This blessing was delayed for refinement, not denial. Now, it returns to you full and untouched. The angels have set a perimeter around your household. Any future attacks will now have to go through layers of spiritual protection. Before they could even try to reach you, they will not be able to. because they will collapse under the weight of their own intentions before getting close. This time, you will not have to fight. This time, the battle will end before you even hear about it. That is what divine elevation feels like. Someone in a higher position has taken silent notice of your integrity. They have watched how you carried yourself through difficulty. They admire what they see. This person may reach out under the guise of something casual, but do not underestimate that moment. They are holding access to something large. It is not just a door, it is a doorway into legacy. Your silence has summoned more blessings than 10,000 loud voices ever could. You allowed heaven to move, and heaven is now rewarding your restraint. This restraint built your rank. This grace sharpened your crown, and your presence has now become a confirmation that miracles are not just stories. They are assignments, and you have completed yours. A wind has shifted in your direction. What was once blowing against you is now propelling you forward. Even people who once distanced themselves will try to draw near. You will smile, but you will know who truly stood beside you in silence. You will not need to speak of the battle. Your peace will say it all. Your peace will become your loudest message. Archangel Michael says, the story of this neighbor will one day be told, not as a tale of torment, but as a testimony of triumph. Their betrayal became your proof. Their attempt became your breakthrough. And now, as their presence fades into irrelevance, yours rises into influence. This is the final stamp. Your name is now marked for miracles. Your faith, your energy is restored. Your name is protected. Your future is rolling toward you with speed. Let the past crumble. Let the liars hide. Let the noise fade. This is your divine beginning. Amen. Now is your chance. This is the miracle for you. In the spiritual realm, I now ask you to make it official. Feel free to write these words in the comments. My miracle is here. I get it now. It is not I hope it comes. Or maybe one day. It is a claim of ownership. A faith statement that makes what heaven has already approved happen. Your angels are aware of this. Your blessing stays put. Heaven is now awaiting your response because you stayed until the end. Write it down right now and take what is already yours. Do one last thing before you leave. It will make everything you have received today even better. Spread this message and tell everyone about this breakthrough. Finally, beloved, I need you to do something that will change everything from now on, if you haven't already. To join this prophetic community and stay connected to divine messages. It is the way to ensure you never miss the direct personalized messages that are specifically meant for you. Your miracle is already in motion. Heaven is watching and the angels are ready. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's take a moment to reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a direct message from Archangel Michael to you. He is extending his hand and inviting you into a protected high vibrational community, where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise. This sacred principle is very simple, but it can change your whole life. If you follow it, you will not just receive blessings. They will be multiplied and flow into every part of your life. By accepting this invitation right now and joining our community, you are unlocking immediate early access to powerful content and divine insights that are hidden from the general world. Now is your chance to enter a sacred space where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this sacred moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. This is how you guarantee you never miss the direct personalized messages that are specifically meant to elevate and empower your life. If you desire to deepen your connection, the exclusive link to join our community is waiting for you in the pinned comment. Your presence, attention, energy, and support already mean the world. Take the step and join us today. Your abundance awaits. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment, a place where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary, where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.